Remember when Shaq turned up at a press conference with the Prime Minister?
I'm here in your country. Whatever you need from me, just let me know.
That was weird. But then 3 months later, these betting ads started appearing on Australian TV.
Oi, quarterback, get a dog up here.
While spending on most types of gambling has started to decline in recent years, one sector is on the up. With the combination of technology, COVID lockdowns and record amounts of advertising resulting in online gambling rates surging. For years, Australians have spent more on gambling than any other place on earth. In the last 12 months alone, we spent about $25 billion on pokies, sports betting, casinos and lotteries. You could get a few nuclear attack subs for that amount of money. But it's the latest generation of fast phone betting apps that have revolutionised the industry. And some researchers and health professionals describe the tactics being used by betting companies to get us online as predatory and exploitative. It's a steamy afternoon in Darwin, and at pubs and clubs across town, the beer is flowing and the horses are racing. Ian is a regular at this suburban sports bar. In recent years, he's noticed the change. The pub is now dotted with people staring at their phones, having taken up online betting during the COVID pandemic.
The virus come in, you couldn't punt, they shut the TAB. So we get it a punt, so we all got hooked up into the betting apps, and it was good fun.
The number of phone apps has exploded in recent years, allowing people to gamble more money more quickly than ever before. And it's mainly young men signing up. Jake and Mitch are having a quick punt on a horse race while waiting for the footy to start.
It's really just more of a social thing when you hang out with mates at the pub or catch up, just something to do in the background, I guess. It just makes it a bit more interesting, like looking at different players and what they're doing, and just a bit of fun, yeah.
Gambling, well, they have lots of types of gambling. You've got Keno, racetrack, so that's going to be horses.
It's the scale and speed at which money can be lost in secret that has researchers like Dr. Matt Stevens worried.
They're incredibly dynamic and smart with their marketing. We've seen that for quite a few years in Australia now with our advertisements and the amount of advertisements, and they're very much directed, most of them, at young men. The industry really pushes this multi-bets where you have 2 or 3 bets all linked together. So these are the ones that people lose on the most. So I think these things all add up to a system where the industry is setting the pace.
And he believes government has failed in its duty to protect the community from being sold a harmful product.
I think it's been willful turning a blind eye and not actually wanting to make the legislation that would reduce their revenue.
Peak industry group Responsible Wagering Australia has defended the way companies operate. It says its members are committed to safe gambling practices. They support a ban on credit cards being used for online gambling and are open to discussing further restrictions on advertising. But former gambling addicts say the industry cannot be trusted. Mark Kempton is speaking out to try to prevent others from making the mistakes that he did.
Yeah, so I lost over $100,000 across a 7-year period. That probably doesn't take into consideration money I won and then lost as well. It overtook my life for a long time. There was, as I said, 6 or 7 year period there where I became a shell of the person I was. I was insecure and angry the whole time because of the amount of money I was gambling. It completely affected my relationship with Maddie for a long time.
The Tasmanian says it wasn't until online apps emerged that he developed a full-blown gambling addiction, kept secret from partner Maddie.
You know, it's tearing families apart when it comes to money. I mean, people are not being able to pay their mortgages, pay their bills.
We're on the crest of a pandemic type of wave of gambling addiction coming in Australia over the next 10 years.
And despite registering himself on self-exclusion registers that prohibit problem gamblers being contacted, Mark is still being targeted by gambling companies trying to lure him back.
To send this to people who are battling addictions and think this is okay to do just shows the issues the industry really has as a whole.
Mark's main message now? There is hope for those dealing with addiction.
I can't change what I've done in the past. I've lost my money, that's not coming back. If I can help one person avoid addiction from talking about my story and get him to understand what the industry does to try and keep you gambling, then that's what I can do.